Hi, I'm Eleanor, and welcome to the Intuition Lab. This is a space where we will talk about the nature of intuition and how to apply it in your day to day life so that you can have the best, most aligned possible, get out of living life on hard mode and move into easier mode. Today, I'm going to be talking about intuition, specifically, what is it, and how can we know that we're hearing it? So, when you think about the word intuition, what do you think? You might think gut sense, higher self, inner knowing. Sometimes I think some of us think it's a sixth sense, something outside of us that pours into us, helping us to know if something is right or wrong for us, or more immediately to keep us out of harm's way. I think of it as something that comes from deep inside of us and outside of us at once. I would define it as the energetic thread that keeps us connected to our higher self and the higher consciousness that we all come from. I think intuition is a way of tapping into both universal knowledge and our own inner truths at the same time. So, what do other people think about intuition? So, for that, I'm going to refer to Merriam Webster Online Dictionary. They define intuition as a noun, which is the power or faculty of attaining to direct knowledge or cognition without evident rational thought and inference. So, you just know or feel something. B, immediate apprehension or cognition. C, knowledge or conviction gained by intuition. And the second definition they have is a quick and ready insight. So that would seem to indicate that it's something we do without conscious thought, that just comes to us, the inner knowing. I also like to turn to the Oxford English Dictionary because they really get down into a word etymology, definition, and sometimes when we hear alternate definitions for terms that we think we know, it deepens our understanding. So I went to the OED and they have a variety of archaic and obsolete references and definitions. But the one I liked best is described as being related to modern philosophy, and it says that intuition is the immediate apprehension of an object by the mind without the intervention of any reasoning process or a particular act of such apprehension. And within this, they have other definitions or quotes pulled from various sources that reference intuition in this particular way. And what I like the best is from 1828, written by Thomas de Quincey from Elements Rhetoric in Blackwood's Edinburgh Magazine. And it has December 893 2. So I'm not exactly sure what the specific reference is, but that's the source they quote. And it says, an intuition is any knowledge whatsoever, sensuous or intellectual, which is apprehended immediately. And the reason I love that is that it talks about the gut feeling or just, your hair standing on the back of your neck or that prickle down your spine, the kinesthetic intuition, not just the inner knowing, like the Zen like peace we're supposed to have when our intuition hits, because that's not always the case. And their second, I think, more current definition says, quote, in a more general sense, direct or immediate insight or an instance of this. So basically, it treats it as like flashes of insight. I love both those definitions. And beyond, you know, me thinking that it is something that is both within us and without us at the same time, I think the easiest way for me to sum up what intuition is to just call it truth, your greatest truth. Because our greatest truth tells us who we really are, what our purpose is in life, the path we're destined or, have the option of following. I just see intuition as ultimate truth. So if you go into a room and you feel that maybe you should leave, that's your truth. If you go for a walk and feel that you should turn left instead of right, that is your truth. That is putting you literally on the path that you need to follow. If you are talking to someone and you have a sense of deja vu and you're overcome with just a sort of twisted feeling that you recall from a previous interaction with another person where maybe they were playing you false or maybe they were not who they appeared to be, that is also truth. So I really like the concept of intuition as deep truth, deep knowing, and not just the sage like voice with it, which is one way of experiencing it, right? But just involving your whole body. You know, if your gut wrenches when you look at something or you consider taking a job or meeting a person, that's a form of truth. It is your body tuned in to you, to the life you are supposed to be leading, and to just let you know that, maybe this isn't for you, or maybe this is for you. And one thing I've heard about intuition, and I'm going to talk about this in another episode about how to distinguish your intuition from anxiety or fear, is that intuition, for me personally, and the way I describe connecting it, is just a calm inner knowing. It does not mean that I'm at peace. It doesn't mean that the thing I'm being told to do, or the person I'm supposed to meet, or the path I'm being led down is smooth sailing. It doesn't mean I'm staying in my comfort zone. It's, I know that there's a rightness to the action I'm taking, even if it scares me, even if I'm being guided to say, and I know I have a business mentor who has done this. She sold everything she owned. She packed her whole life into 3 suitcases, she and her husband, and moved overseas because she was guided to do that. Um, I'm sure that brought up a lot of fear and a lot of drama and a lot of, chaos, to put it mildly, that maybe she could have avoided if she just stayed home, but then she'd know that she's not doing the thing that she was meant to do. So, intuition might have a calmness and a rightness to it, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be smooth sailing. Sometimes you get the message that you need to upset the apple cart, and that's part of your path. Is it going to be easy? No. Are people going to hate you? Maybe. Are you going to sometimes wish you hadn't done it? Definitely. But intuition, if intuition is truth, if we are running with this concept, then it is showing you that this is what you have to do. This is your truth. The other beauty of intuition is that it can show you that what is conventionally right, or maybe right for 99% of people, is not right for you, because you will know when you try to tread another person's path, either you will feel unhappy, sometimes you may become physically ill, or obstacles will spring up in your path, showing you that this is not for you. And that is really something very powerful and very worthy of note. And I am curious for you listeners out there, and you can leave me a comment or contact me through my social media. I'm the underscore intuition underscore lab, which will be in the episode notes. And let me know what you think the nature of intuition is and how you experience your intuition. Um, just, how do you distinctly experience it? I experience it first and foremost. Well, it's evolved over time. Now it is a calm knowing. I would call it like a form of claircognizance. Just, I know this is the thing to do, or I will have a strong feeling. This often happens when consuming social media, that I'll see a post and my inner self will just say, you don't need to read that, or You can extract the information and not go into the comments section, because the comments section are just going to derail you energetically and emotionally. That's a way of honoring your intuition. Your gut feeling is a way of experiencing intuition. I would almost always say that if you have a strong hunch, something you feel you need to do, that's intuition. And sometimes your intuition guides you towards other forms of receiving messages from your higher self. Like you're guided to go into a bookstore and the first shelf you look on has a title that jumps out on you at you. And sometimes it's not even the book you need to read, but the message you needed to receive. Sometimes not getting something you thought you really want is, and but being okay with that is a form of your intuition telling you that you were in pursuit of something that was not meant for you. On the other hand, sometimes our intuition tells us that when we go after something we truly want and we fail, it means that it is not the right time, or you are not yet the right person who is meant to have that. And a key part of understanding the nature of intuition, of truth, is truth can be a hard thing to hear. And sometimes we're not ready for the full truth. Sometimes people need to be eased into it. There's some that have the school of thought that, I'm just going to tell you the truth. And sometimes it is a way of just torturing people. And I promise you that your higher self will never torture you or be cruel to you. They will be very bluntly honest with you. And you can always just ask that your intuition be in a way that you can process, because sometimes just the plain truth will shatter you and you need to get smaller pieces of the truth before you can be shown the whole. But there are ways of packaging the truth. There are ways of connecting with your inner and higher self. There are ways of hearing your intuition. So if you substitute intuition for truth, I think that really changes how we experience our intuition. So to recap, I think intuition is just the highest form of truth that we can experience in this lifetime. It is a gift from our highest selves and from the collective, which you can view as God or universe or all that is, helping you to live the life and live the purpose that you incarnated, um, to experience, to live, and to send that vital boots on the ground information back up to where we all came from. It sounds a little spacey and out there. And sometimes I just thought that intuition was maybe a watered down psychic ability, but I think it's the gift we're all born with that helps keep us in alignment with our truth and on our path. Because deep down, I believe we always know what is true for us. It's just sometimes hidden beneath, like, the crust or the plaque of hopes and expectations we have that maybe aren't ours or aren't the most realistic thing. So, if you have any thoughts on the nature of intuition, and especially intuition is truth, please let me know. I will be showing up weekly to share thoughts and insights and tools on how to hear, connect with, access, and apply your intuition so you can have the best life possible and live out your purpose. If you like what you heard and you want to connect, there are a few ways to do it. I'm on Instagram as the underscore intuition underscore lab. I am also on Facebook as the Intuition Lab. I will also be posting this on YouTube if you'd like to look at my face while you hear me speak. And if you go to my Instagram, there will be a link tree that shows basically more ways we can connect. But I am so excited to speak with you. I can't wait to be back and talk more about intuition. I encourage you all to just tune in to your higher truth, your intuition, listen to what it says, and have the courage to follow it. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love and peace, and always listen to your intuition. Thanks.